Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting presents Nokomis Varsity Basketball. Tonight, the Skowhegan Riverhawks take on our own Nokomis Warriors. Taped live December 14th, 2023 from Newport, Maine at Nokomis Regional High. And bring you tonight's game, the sister duo, Mia Coots and Hallie Coots.
Thank you, Mr. Brown, for the introduction. You know, I got to say, I am pretty excited to be out here announcing my first game of the season, and especially with my younger sister, Hallie, her first time on the call. Hallie, how do you feel tonight, being your first ever varsity basketball game?
Well, Mia, I am super excited for this. I'm so thankful that I get to do it with you, and I'm ready for it.
Awesome. So it looks like we got a pretty even matchup thus far. We have the 0-1 Nokomis Warriors and the 1-1 Skowhegan Riverhawks playing each other tonight. Skowhegan lost to Hamden and beat Gardner. Hamden's looking like a really strong Class A school this year, and Skowhegan was very competitive with them. And thus far, our Warriors, they are really young this year, and they are missing the help of Reagan King out right now recovering. And yeah, so tonight should be a pretty fun game to watch. It's going to be awesome to see how the Nokomis Warriors keep moving the ball around and adapt and play really well with each other. As for the Riverhawks, I know that they have the returning twins, the Morris girls, and they are really, really strong on both sides of the ball. And it's going to be fun to watch them play. And they work really well together. You know, they have that sister chemistry, the type of stuff that you just can't fake. So it'll be really awesome to watch tonight. What do you think, Hallie?
Yes, I think so too.
All right, guys, I'm gonna do some sponsors here really quick. So we've got some new sponsors this year, which I'm very excited about. Camden National Bank, who's a first-time sponsor this year. Very excited about them joining on board this year. We have DT Lawn Care, our own Dawson Townsend this year, which is great. We have Casa Cattle, Clark's LLC, and we got D.A. Gould back again. So very excited about having those sponsors. Our first level Burgundy sponsors are back with us. So very excited about that. And thanks again. And if you're a business out there and listening to tonight's game and you wanna get your business on, please call me at Nokomis at 368-4354, and we'll get you right up. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. We love supporting our local businesses, and what a great way to do so, watching some hometown basketball at the same time and getting your business out there and having some people hopefully come and visit you afterwards. I mean, who doesn't want to support the Nokomis Warriors, am I right?
Yeah.
Tonight's a little bit special for Hallie and I, not just because it's our first game on the call this season, but because there is a girl on the Skowhegan team who we are really, really close with, and she, just a awesome girl to be around, and it'll be fun to be on this side of things instead of on the softball field playing with her, watching her play basketball, and what a cool way to do so, being up in the booth.
Yes, Lydia Jones, she's a great athlete, great person to be around, and I'm excited to see how us Nokomis Warriors do against them.
You know, as much as we love Lydia, we got to say, we sure do want our Warriors to come away with a win tonight. All right, and in just a second here, we're going to hand it over to Mr. Elias to do the pregame announcements, and then we will discuss our starters.
Okay, Grady, zoom into the Skowhegan bench. Go ahead and use that handle, Grady, if you want. Just use this, yeah.
Good evening and welcome to Nokomis Regional High for today's regular season matchup between the visiting Riverhawks of Skowhegan Area High School and your Nokomis Warriors. We hope you enjoyed today's game and support these athletes, coaches, and officials in a positive manner. Now let's meet the starting lineups first for the Riverhawks. A senior number 2, Maddie Morris. A senior number 22, Annabelle Morris. A junior number 32, Allie Frey. A sophomore number 33, Lauren Moore. And a sophomore number 42, Natalie Cook. The Riverhawks are coached by Mike LeBlanc and assisted by Bailey Green, Lee Johnson, and Kaylee Brown. And now make some noise for your Nokomis Warriors. A senior, number 11, Emberly Michoud. A junior, number 12, Danica Migliori. A freshman, number 22, Delaney Randlett. A sophomore, number 34, Briley Bollier. And a junior, number 44, Addison Hawthorne. The Warriors are coached by Kyle Peavy and assisted by Adam King, Kate Rush, and April McAlpine. The officials for tonight's game are Chris Barstow and Lon Winchester. At this time, would you all please rise and join us in honoring America with the singing of our national anthem by Elena Donahue. We'll also have the presentation of colors by the Nokomis JROTC Color Guard. As is customary with the Color Guard, please remain standing until they have exited the gymnasium.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
One of my favorite parts about Warrior Nation is that everyone gets involved when it comes to sports games. I love that we have the JROTC presence, we have the cheerleaders, the pep band, and of course the sports teams. We're all here to support the sports teams at the end of the day. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a really awesome game to watch, I think. All right, and we are getting ready for the tip-off here at Nokomis Regional High this evening. Both teams are rather on the small end. You know, Skowhegan lost their height a couple years ago with J.C. Christopher, and so, I mean, it's pretty evenly matched athleticism-wise in that sense. And so here we are. Skowhegan gets the tip-off, and we are down at their end of the court. Lots of moving the ball around outside the perimeter here. Nokomis running what appears to be a zone defense. And Skowhegan strikes first, number 42 for Skowhegan. And they are pressing right from the get-go. They do not want Nokomis to get on the board. Addie Hawthorne from mid-range misses it off the side of the backboard, or the front of the backboard, side of the rim, I mean. And Nokomis will get the inbound. Misshoot from out to Boulier, and a missed layup there. Skowhegan ends up back with the ball, and we are down at their end of the court once more. Lots of moving. Skowhegan is moving the ball around very well tonight, and a shot from three off the backboard. Addison Hawthorne gets the rebound off of a missed layup, and she is bringing the ball up for the Warriors now on this side of the court. Pretty mixed bag of ages we have here for the Warriors. 2 juniors, a freshman, a sophomore, and a senior. So very even on the Warrior side. Skowhegan head coach calling a play. Called the same one last time, and I'm just wondering if they're executing it the way that he is anticipating them to, because he does not sound very happy. And here we go. In the middle, it is a turnover by Skowhegan, and then a turnover by Danica Migliori. Up for a layup. Number 22 gets fouled on the way, and she will go to the line. That's actually 33, not 22. Two minutes in, and only 2 points on the board, and that is, 4 points on the board. All right. 33 missed both shots from the line. Skowhegan gets the rebound, but Skowhegan also gets fouled, so that will be another inbound play for the Riverhawks. Number 22 from mid-range misses a jumper there, and Skowhegan, Nokomis, my apologies, gets the inbound play. I love how Skowhegan is just pressing right away. They want to work it. They want to work it, and they want to get every single possession they can. It's a jump ball called Warriors' way.
Yes, they are being very aggressive here.
Certainly, and you know, it's really important for basketball especially to be as aggressive as you can, because it's only 8-minute quarters. Every single second you have counts, and 2.5 minutes in, it's looking pretty evenly matched thus far. So it'll be it's just going to be really important that both sides stay aggressive. We know what Skowhegan has shown us so far, and so we're just hoping that our Warriors can implement the same thing on their side of the ball.
All right, guys, a little quick timeout here. Let's go back to our white mid-level sponsors. So we've got some new businesses this year as well. Sebascook Valley Federal Credit Union, they have been with us before, but again, signed up for our mid-level white sponsor, 368-4940 and 487-5576 in Pittsfield. A.E. Robinson in Corinna, 278-4626. Great pizza, guys. Great pizza at A.E. Robinson. Newport Entertainment Center, first time this year, 368-2490. And Newport Glass, who has been a sponsor with us for a couple of years, 368-5698. Thank you very much.
I love listening to Mr. Brown get on the call. He definitely has that announcer voice.
Yes, he does.
Learn a thing or two from the professional around here. All right, looks like Nokomis is getting a little bit heavier on their defense. They're trying to get the same aggression that Skowhegan's coming at him with. Moving the ball around a lot at the perimeter, trying to get it in further deep into the paint, back out to the perimeter. Danica Migliori getting in to try and steal the ball away in a pass. And then Annabelle Morris just blowing right by two defenders to get in there for the layup. Excellent, excellent vision by her to get into there. Into that spot. Bullier bringing the ball up for the Warriors at this point. I'm hoping that I can see a little bit more aggression from the Warriors in the paint and trying to get a little bit more of a offensive aggression going. And Addie Hawthorne turns the ball over. And Skowhegan doing a really good job of getting in the paint and around their defenders. We've seen it 2 plays in a row. That play, she just barely missed the shot. But we can see that their aggression is not just on the defensive end of the ball. It is definitely on the offensive end as well. And, you know, that's just what we can hope that Nokomis comes away with here. That was definitely one of Reagan King's strong suits, was getting around defenders, and so we're just waiting on her return and hoping for a happy, healthy rest of her athletic season here. And a nice three-pointer made there by the Skowhegan Riverhawks, but good ball movement up the court from Emberly Mishu to Delaney Ranley, who tries to do the sneaky pass over to Briley Boulier, but it just gets intercepted by one of the Riverhawks players, and thus their ball out on the Warrior, off a Warrior leg. So we're looking at a 7-2 ball game here, 4 minutes in. Riverhawks score once again, and like I've said a couple times already, just the press is suffocating the Warriors. A three-pointer from the Riverhawks off of the backboard and the rim. Another three-pointer by Annabelle Morris just off, but a high layup goes in, and they are pressing once more. I think that pressing is an excellent tactic in girls basketball, especially because it is just so suffocating. And Delaney Ranla off the backboard missed layup there. So we are back to Riverhawks after they get the rebound on that play. And a three-pointer made by Maddie Morris. And these Riverhawks, they are just so athletic. Turnover by Danny Migliori to give it back to Skowhegan, and they are bringing it up their side of the floor again. Ooh. Seeing a lot of ball movement for the Skowhegan Riverhawks. I'm just wondering if they are seeing how to get the ball around and trying to get more people shots, or just trying to wear out the Warriors. In both cases, I think it might be working. All right, and Briley Bullier for 2. Nice job getting low within the paint and finding a pass to get it in. Another shot by Maddie Morris, and another 3, and it does not go in. And then Natalie Cook getting fouled as she goes up for a rebound, so she will go to the line for 2. Her first one off the front of the rim.
Yes, Natalie's only a sophomore, but she's a tough player.
Certainly, and she has size to her advantage. It's a huge, huge thing to have size to your advantage in this sport, especially when you're playing a undersized team like the Warriors. And that will be a Warriors ball off of the rebound, going out of bounds. I guess it's actually a Skowhegan ball off of the inbound. I thought that he signaled towards the Warriors side of the court, but I guess I was wrong. So here we are on the Skowhegan side of the floor once again, and a small range. Lots of fighting for the ball around here. It seems like both teams are not really paying attention or working hard enough to get a good pass to their own player, and so they are working to clean that up a little bit, I think, on both sides for both teams. Oh, and there goes Lydia Jones getting away from 2 defenders. And Natalie Gilman goes up for a shot and does not make it. Emberly Mishu bringing the ball up the floor. I would like to see a little bit more moving without the ball for the Warriors. It seems that they're just a little bit stagnant. Whereas the Skowhegan Riverhawks, they're always looking to where the ball isn't to try and fill the lane. Bullier goes up for a nice block shot there. Maddie Randy with the ball, just getting bombarded by 2 different Skowhegan players, and we are looking at a Skowhegan ball on that possession. Skowhegan with the inbound play right now. Seems like the Riverhawks are using this zone defense to their advantage, and they are playing to where the people are not, and just filling the lane when needed, and that is just good-looking basketball. And right there is a great example. Gilman goes up for a layup, does not make it, and Elizabeth Parker does a great job of keeping her from scoring. Overall, that was a really great defensive play by the Warriors, just trying to keep the ball from scoring. And we have 2 seconds left in the first quarter. Warriors trying to look to just throw up a shot or not, and that is all right. So here we are. After one, we are looking at a 14-4 score, the Riverhawks side. So Hallie, just tell me a quick little rundown of who we have for scores so far.
All right, so far we have Maddie Morris with 3 points, Annabelle Morris with 4, Allie Fry with 2, Lauren Moore with 3 points, and Natalie Cook with 2.
Something interesting to note at this point in the game is that Skowhegan has missed all 4 free throws that they have been given, and it doesn't look like to be an issue right now, but against other teams and maybe even later on in this game, it's going to definitely affect them. Free throws are called free throws for a reason. You can't they're free shots, and so you got to take advantage of those when they're given, and those will really come back to bite you if you're not taking advantage of them.
Yes, that's for the Skowhegan side. For Nokomis, we have Danica Migliori with 2 points and Briley Boulier with 2.
Awesome, guys. Real quickly, our player of the game sponsors this year, we got two great sponsors, Gilman Electrical Supply and Bears One Stop. Tonight we're going to pick a Bears One Stop player of the game for Nokomis, so excited about that, and thankful to have 2 player of the game sponsors this year.
Absolutely. Thank you to all of our sponsors that work so hard to supply their business and really help out Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting. It means so much to us, especially on the student ends of things. One of the greatest things about Warrior Nation is that every game you hear is most likely going to be announced by students, and we couldn't do that without our sponsors' help. And I think that's what makes it so special about listening to a Warriors game, especially when you get to listen to a sibling duo.
Right.
Maddie Rowdy coming out of retirement this season. She played basketball her middle school years and has not played in high school until her senior year, but noticed that the numbers were down and was asked by a couple of her teammates and just they needed the numbers, and so she said, you know what, why not? And so I think that is just awesome to see girls getting into, or athletes just in general, getting into sports they may not have been playing throughout other times in high school. And yeah, I mean, I love seeing people getting into sports, don't you, Hallie?
Yes. She does a great job on putting on the defense, being aggressive, and really forcing things.
Addison Hawthorne with just an amazing block, and the Nokomis Warriors get the possession off of it. I'm hoping to see some offensive points here. Delaney Ranlett with a nice-looking three-pointer does not go in, so Skowhegan gets the rebound. And they are coming up fast off the court, but a Nokomis hand gets the ball, so Skowhegan is having an inbound play.
No, it's okay. It's good.
Skowhegan doing an excellent job of having players moving around the ball and around not around the ball constantly. A nice three-pointer shot by Maddie Morris. Natalie Gilman gets the rebound, and she puts it up for 2. So Nokomis possession now.
Danica Migliori, she's stepping up real big with Cameron King gone and Brianna Townsend gone this year. And with Reagan King out right now, she's doing a good job in being their point guard and really moving the ball around.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's not a position she is super familiar with. She's a guard by trade and point guard by necessity right now. And I think that given the circumstances, she's doing an excellent job. And I think that this team just needs to get that practice and get on the court more with each other. We're seeing a total shift in coaches this year. Chelsea Crockett, last year's varsity coach, moving on to a different school to teach, and so we were left with a vacant position this year in which Kyle Peavy took up. And he's doing a good job of just getting these girls into shape and making sure that they're never going to get tired, because that's going to be one of the biggest things. They don't have a ton of numbers. The depth is not there, so they need to make sure that these girls are ready to play almost the entire game. And so far, we're not really seeing any tiredness. It's just Danica Migliori with just a beautiful looking shot from mid-range. And yeah, so we're just hoping to see some awesome athleticism here from the Warriors, and I think that we've seen that so far. They just need to get more comfortable with the ball, I think. And speaking of that, a pass from Lydia Jones goes off of the hands of Lauren Moore. Sorry about that, couldn't find the name. And so we have a timeout here, and then when we come back, it will be a Warriors possession. I'm not sure if you guys at home watching can hear the pep band, but Hallie and I can, and it just sounds amazing. I love Warrior Nation, and I love hearing all the different aspects, and so I hope you guys can hear it because it sounds great.
Yes, they are very wonderful, and it's awesome that they get to be here.
So, Hallie, your first game on the call, how are you feeling almost
Well,
halfway through?
I'm not going to lie, I was a little nervous in the beginning, but I'm glad I'm with you and you're helping me out here, and it's awesome. I'm just announcing and watching the game from up here. It's a different POV from down in the bleachers.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's good to have someone you're comfortable with for your first time. Mr. Brown threw me out to the Wolves. I announced my first ever game by myself, and that was miserable, but here we are, and I'm glad that you're having a better experience than me, and I hope that you have a great time announcing basketball games in your future, in your next 4 years, just like I have. A rye pass goes off of Delaney Ranlett's hands from Emberly Mishu, and so Skowhegan gets the ball again. Lydia Jones with a three-pointer. Emberly Mishu gets the rebound, and she is moving up the floor real fast. Danica Migliori just loses touch of the ball a little bit. It flows out of her hands, and it goes to the Skowhegan side.
Just follow the ball as it goes up. Now. Yep. Perfect. Yep.
Both of these teams are somewhat in a rebuilding year for their program, and so, it's really awesome to see both teams coming out and giving a competitive effort, even though they are both considered to be in rebuilding years. And so Coach Mike LeBlanc, longtime head coach at Skowhegan, and of course Kyle Peavy, first time varsity coach here at Nokomis. Skowhegan just doing a lot, moving the ball around. They get into the paint, and Natalie Cook goes in for a layup, gets fouled by Elizabeth Parker, so she will go to the line for an and one.
Yep, tough shot, and she made it work.
Yeah, definitely. When she threw it up, I really didn't think it was going to go in. It hit the top of the backboard and floated right in there, so excellent play by her. I think that was a foul on Elizabeth Parker, not shooting, obviously. And so Skowhegan gets the inbound even after a made shot. So Skowhegan's vision across the court is really just excellent. I love seeing how they're always looking to pass the ball to the next person. There's not really any selfish ball being played. Annabelle Morris for three. Off the rim. Natalie Cook gets the rebound about 3 times, goes up for a couple more shots and doesn't get any of them. And there is a travel called on Jones, so it'll be a Nokomis possession. Skowhegan laying off the press. Travel called on Emberly Mishu. Sub coming in, Danica Migliori back in. I love seeing all the different athletes on the floor. Nokomis making it work with limited bench depth, and they are still subbing out as much as they can to try to keep the energy there. But, as I said earlier, in practice they're working super hard on their conditioning. They got to be in shape, and they're doing a good job of that thus far. And just different types of athletes, too. Addison Hawthorne, an excellent field hockey and softball player, and same thing with Delaney, an excellent field hockey player, and it's just awesome to see these athletes doing their thing. And Briley Boulier for 2. So we are looking at a 19-8 game with 2 minutes left in the second quarter. Hands straight up from Elizabeth Parker is really working. You know, we were talking about how Nokomis is undersized this year, but Elizabeth Parker seems to be a great addition to this Warriors team who needs that size. And she's fouled a couple times tonight, but, you know, she's also playing really good defense, and she's stopped a couple shots. So not a whole lot that you can say for in that respect. You know, she's working, and fouls are a part of the game. White setting up a couple screens. It seems to work. They lose the ball for a second and get it right back, but a missed shot from Elizabeth Parker goes into the hands of a Skowhegan player. And so now we are looking at another Skowhegan ball and a turnover. Just a miscommunication on Skowhegan's part. Thought that Morris was going to turn and see, and she did not. So it'll be a Warriors possession off that. Well, it'll actually be a timeout with 1:48 to go. So, you know, Hallie, we're looking at 19-8 tonight, but Skowhegan's doing a really good job on both ends of the ball, and where I think Nokomis can improve is moving the ball on their offensive end and moving around without the ball, because, you know, it's just one of those, you have to have the basketball knowledge to be able to move without the ball so that you can get the ball. Do you?
Yeah, I agree.
Addison gets trapped by a couple Skowhegan players, and they come away with it for an easy layup by Lauren Moore. Skowhegan back to pressing after the timeout. They just want to limit the Warriors to no shots before the half is complete. And Elizabeth Parker goes up for something, and seems like there is a discrepancy on the court. A foul was called on a Nokomis player. And just overall not, you know, basketball is definitely probably a sport where referees catch the heat the most. It's a part of the job, even though I'm sure they wish it wasn't. So Skowhegan ends up back with the ball after the Nokomis foul on Addison Hawthorne. Maddie Morris for 3, and it does not fall. Nokomis ends up with the rebound. Addison Hawthorne tries to find Danica in the paint, and it gets into the hands of the Riverhawks. I think that the Warriors are executing this zone defense pretty well. They could clean it up in a few areas deep in the paint, and in that sense, yep. Ball gets loose between a couple players. It's a jump ball, and it goes on the Warriors side of the court. So with 30 seconds to go, it is a Warriors ball. So likely what we'll see is we will see the Warriors try to hold for the last shot, but we're also going to see Skowhegan try and press and see if they can come away with the last shot. Danica for deep 3 goes off the rim. Maddie Roundy with the rebound, so it stays in Warriors' hands, and she gets called for a travel with 16 seconds to go. And so Skowhegan will definitely hold off for the last shot here, and then we will turn it over to the cheerleaders for their halftime routine. Maddie Morris for 3, just off the rim. 42 with the rebound. Maddie Morris for a small mid floater, and it does not fall. No shots fall. And so at halftime, we are left with a 21-8 game, and our cheerleaders will come onto the court for their halftime routine, which I'm pretty excited to see, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I'm excited to see what they have come up with, and I'm ready.
You're ready.
Also, girls, exciting news.
What's that, Mr. Brown?
So the boys basketball team has had a raffle, and they've sold a bunch of tickets.
Oh, and have they named
After the
winner?
cheerleaders perform, they are going to draw a name out, and I hope it says Matt Brown.
Well, if it says Matt Brown, you'll definitely hear it through his mic crowd. I hope that you're ready for that.
Yeah. Yes, I am hoping it says Matt Brown when they draw that name out. But
What do you win if you win the raffle,
Oh,
Mr.
there's
Brown?
all kinds of cool stuff. Cooper flag T-shirts, a bunch of scratch tickets, a bunch of gift certificates. I mean, it's quite a prize.
Wow.
Just hold on tight and let me do my dance. If you want it, I'm gonna be back.
A nice routine there by the Nokomis cheerleading squad.
Yes, it was.
Okay, here we have, I think the big announcement's coming up. Let's see if we can get a shot.
Mr. Brown is patiently waiting for this moment.
Yeah, where's the...
I may have overheard earlier who was drawing it, so if we see Miss
here
Whitney
it
Guy,
comes.
if we see Miss Whitney Guy come out, we will know what the deal is. Mr. Brown, I think the pep band is telling you it's
Yeah,
about
I don't know
time.
what the pep band's. Grady, can we get a shot? Can you zoom in on the scoreboard over there? Yeah, that's perfect, Grady, right there. And you can just lock it in. And yeah, here we go. Look at this gift set.
Oh, and there's
Cooper
the Cooper
flag
t-shirt.
shirts. And a big frame of scratch tickets. And there's gift certificates in there. And I mean, it's quite a prize.
I guess so.
And they're going to announce it live. The winner of this. They've sold a bunch of tickets. It's been a really great fundraiser for the boys basketball team.
Well, that's really awesome to hear. I'm glad to see that there is a ton of community support for these sports teams and that the fundraising is doing what the fundraising is supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
At this time, we're going to do our drawing for the fundraiser for boys and girls basketball. So thank you to everyone who bought a ticket.
Come on.
Oh, look at her. She is turning the wheel.
Here they go.
Oh, they just added another one.
Someone must have just
Bought one
put in
recently.
for the last minute.
Yeah. Okay.
And the winner is Mary Netto.
No! No!
Oh, Mr. Brown.
Oh,
Started with an M.
I'm happy for Principal Netto, but man,
I bet if you asked her to donate to Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting,
maybe
she
she'd
would
give
do
me a couple
it.
scratchers or something, or the Cooper shirt. Or
Yeah, I bet she would.
That's a great prize, though. Great job. That was a
It
nice,
does kinda
nice little
crack me up.
fundraiser.
It is a nice fundraiser. It cracks me up that Miss Netto won it.
Yeah.
That really cracks me up. And so For the time being, Hallie and I are going to take a break for the remainder of halftime. And so thank you guys for tuning in, and we will hear back from you in 5 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Before we get back to the game, first, we'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors of Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting. Camden National Bank, 79 Main Street in Newport, 207-368-4382. Casa Cattle, 151 Nokomis Road in Corinna, 207-249-2191. Clark's LLC, 607 Elm Street in Newport, 207-368-4766. DT Lawn Care, 158 Libby Hill Road in Newport, 207-270-0342. D.A. Gould and Grandsons Excavation, 557 Todd's Corner Road in St. Albans, 207-938-2578. Sebastopol Valley Federal Credit Union, 87 Moosehead Trail in Newport, 207-368-4940. Newport Glass, 162 Elm Street in Newport, 207-368-5698. A.E. Robinson of Corinna, 60 Newport Road in Corinna, 207-278-4626. Newport Entertainment Center, 26 Main Street in Newport, 207-368-2490. And our co-player of the game sponsors, Gilman Electrical Supply, 53 Main Street in Newport, 207-368-4306, and Bears One Stop, 80 Moosehead Trail in Newport, 207-368-2230. Once again, thank you to all of our sponsors from Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting and all of Warrior Nation.
We are back live with Mia and Hallie Coots for our second half action.
Hello, Warrior Nation. We are pretty happy to be back. Yes, we are.
So on this Nokomis Warrior basketball team, we have a lot of softball players. And speaking of which, Mia, are you excited for this year, your senior year?
You know, Hallie, I am pretty excited for my senior year, and not to brag on you or anything, but I'm pretty excited to play with you, have a sister duo on the field and on the call.
Right, yes, I'm excited. And work on our team chemistry here this year and hopefully try to win a state title.
Return back to the state championship, yes. And bringing it back to basketball, you know, this second half, the Warriors have to be stronger with the ball and limit their turnovers. I think that's one of their weak points on the offensive end, is that they are not confident enough with the ball and they're not moving around as much as they potentially could be. And so I think that is one area of improvement for sure for the Warriors, especially as an undersized team. So, yeah, what do you think, Hallie?
Yeah, I agree. If you're undersized, you really need to box out and work on that.
Absolutely. And Skowhegan Riverhawks get away with an easy layup at finding a gap in the defense. Delaney Ranlett for three, just goes off.
Just misses. Good try.
Skowhegan gets away with a fast break but gets stuck inside the paint. Morris for three, off the rim, but a nice rebound there by Moore, and that goes in for two. Skowhegan Riverhawks still pressing pretty intensely here. And, you know, Hallie, I think that's one of their strengths, is forcing turnovers, especially by a undersized team like the Warriors here.
Yes, their defense is very aggressive, going right up on the Warriors, forcing the ball.
Absolutely. One thing I like from Coach LeBlanc is that he is always talking to his girls. His voice is heard, and, you know, playing a sport ourselves, we understand, and I mean, that's definitely the coaching style that I like. I like to hear my coach's voice and understand what's happening. And so I think the Riverhawks do too. They seem to be responding to him and reacting to what he says. And in a sport like basketball, that's really important. Turnover there, and the Warriors get the ball. Migliori up for two, and it goes down. So we are looking at a 25-10 ball game.
It's a great break by Danny Migliori, and great basket.
Skowhegan doing, again, another press. I mean, I'm a little bit surprised looking at the scoreboard, but also just knowing the history of Skowhegan basketball and how important it is as a program for them to be strong with the ball and aggressive. I am also not surprised at the same time.
Right, yes. Skowhegan's really moving the ball around nicely.
You know, Hallie, I was just about to say the same thing. I was hoping that you were reading my mind and was going to interject there.
It really is important to keep the Warriors moving here.
Yeah, definitely. When Skowhegan's playing offense, they are keeping the Warriors moving 24/7, and they understand what's happening from the Warriors team. They understand it's a short year for them, so it's going to have to be a lot of physical exertion on their part in order to.
Maddie Morris is a nice basket, nice layup underneath the hoop.
Like I said earlier, you know, we're just seeing a little bit of lack of movement from the Warriors, and my guess is that it's because they are tired from moving so much on defense from the Riverhawks pushing them. And Delaney Ranlett goes up for three, does not fall. Riverhawks come away with the rebound.
Yes, just missed. Great try by Delaney Ranlett there.
Addie Hawthorne doing a great job of trying to get in there and stop shots. And Danny Migliore away from a fast break and loses the ball and puts it right into the hands of a Riverhawk. But luckily for her, there was a foul, not a shooting foul, so it'll just be an inbound play. I've mentioned a couple times how Skowhegan has really good floor vision, but I think that Nokomis, on the other hand, needs to have better ball vision. They seem to lose the ball at the last second when they're dribbling for fast breaks, or even just into the paint when they're looking to shoot, and they lose the grip, and it just overall is not a strength for them.
Yes, I agree.
A shot there from Fry, and it does not fall, but she gets the rebound off of another shot. Gilman from mid-range, nice jumper there, and she scores 2.
Falls in.
See, and that was a situation where I was talking about before, just keeping eyes on the ball just a second longer when you're going to make a move like that. Oops, a little bit of miscommunication there on the Warriors' part, running right into each other. See, and these Riverhawks are just playing excellent defense, tiring the Warriors out, forcing turnovers, and this is an important spot for the Warriors to stay strong with the ball. And I just want the crowd at home to know that Hallie's usually not this quiet, trying to get her to talk a little bit more. You know, first time on the call, guess it's a little bit nervous. I remember my first time. I think I said it already. I was by myself.
Yeah, you don't want to say anything wrong or mess up at all, but you'll get used to it as you move on.
Yes, you certainly will. Jones up for 2, and
Good
a nice
good
shot by
drive
her.
By Lydia Jones.
Hallie's happy to see that.
I'll be selfish and say I am.
Delaney Randle has a nice looking shot, just unlucky tonight. It's not falling. But, you know, she does have a... Sorry. Skowhegan Riverhawks going in for a fast break and end up losing the ball. But they end up keeping the ball as well and are now working on that possession. A shot there from Cook, and it does not fall. So Warriors end up with the ball here.
Danica Migliore.
Oh, for 3, and a nice shot falls. Timeout called. You know, when there's a 20-point deficit like this, it's definitely good to have something like that to boost the morale just a little bit, because it can be it can be kind of suffocating to play in a game in this situation.
Yes.
We've been on that side of things on the softball field, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
It's not always the most fun, but I think that the Warriors will gain some team chemistry here throughout the season, and hopefully they can continue to have fun on the court and not just focus on the scoreboard.
Yeah, as the season moves on, their chemistry should bond together, and they'll get better as the season moves on.
All right, we are coming off the timeout. 2 minutes left here in the third quarter, and just a really aggressive game being played around.
These Lady Warriors, they're very young, and as each game goes on, they're working on getting better, and yep.
Yeah, you know, I mean, they are young. They only have 1 senior starter, and that can definitely impact a team when they are lacking leadership. And not to say that Emberley is not a leader. I don't mean that at all. I just mean that sometimes when you don't have a lot of experienced players, your younger players don't get the experience of learning from one of those older players. You know what I'm saying? And so... Yeah, Delaney Randle starting as a freshman. Speaking of which, Emberley Michoud goes up for a 3-pointer and does not make it. And even with one of their best players, Reagan King, on the court, they are still young. I mean, she's only a sophomore, and so that's definitely something that the Warriors are missing right now. And they're going to continue to get better as they age and as Coach Kyle Peavy keeps getting accustomed to them and grows the program.
Yep.
You know, Hallie, what I would love to see is I would love to see the program build back numbers up from the middle school side of things, and hopefully Coach Peavy can help do that and make Nokomis Warrior basketball super competitive state championship style basketball like it used to be. You know what I mean?
Yes. Next year we have a good 8th grader coming up, Abby Bradstreet. She'll be a nice addition to this team and help work around the ball and get good together.
Yeah, she definitely will help this team out. She's a very strong guard. She's pretty tall, too, a little bit shorter than King herself. And so those two will work around each other extremely well and just make this Nokomis team a little bit stronger. And Danica Migliori and Addison Hawthorne will have another year to grow. And I must say, one hard shot to put up by Michoud, but an excellent point scored there. 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter, and we are back on Skowhegan's side of the ball.
Good rebound by Maddie Roundy.
Yep, and a jump ball is called. She's getting pretty stuck there with the ball. I think that the Riverhawks are recognizing that she is still pretty new, and they are just going right in at her. And pretty smart move by the Riverhawks to try and get the ball away from a player who may not be as experienced as some of the other players on the court.
Yes, as we've said before, they are aggressive and taking the ball right from us, from Nokomis.
Oh, absolutely. Addison Hawthorne playing tough defense and gets a foul called on her. Seems a little bit flustered. Probably not at the call, probably just at herself. But she is getting herself into foul trouble here tonight.
Go to our graphics page. Just want to get the graphics, or I'll get it.
1.3 seconds left here.
No, I want
the
different
third
ones.
quarter.
I want these ones here. We'll go with the big in between quarters.
We have lots of young broadcasting students here tonight. Almost a made three-pointer there by Lydia Jones at the buzzer. But, yeah, we have lots of young Warriors here tonight learning how to be an integral part of our Nokomis Warrior broadcasting system. We have 3 cameramen, and we have someone on the TriCaster tonight. It's not just Maddie Brown, and so just really awesome. I love seeing the involvement from the community and our school, of course. I mean, when I was a freshman, we were hybrid, so I didn't really get as much of an opportunity to do this, but I'm pretty excited to see all these young people doing it, and especially Hallie. Hallie, how do you feel about being involved in Warrior broadcasting and being on the call? I mean, you're doing much better this second half, I think.
Yes, we have a great program here, a great broadcasting field with Mr. Brown, and Mr. Kelly helps out too. And it's really awesome being here and learning how to work all this stuff and getting experience. This is a really great field to kind of work in, and I'm excited to be here and work on my skills.
Well, we're happy to have you guys. So tonight for everybody out there listening, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 students currently running this broadcast, which is awesome. And I'm doing very little tonight, which is awesome. It's fun. I love having the students take over and doing this. So let's do the sponsors real quick one more time before the start of the game. So this is our mid-level sponsors: Sebascook Valley Federal Credit Union, A.E. Robinson and Kerna, Newport Entertainment Center, and Newport Glass. Thank you very much for being sponsors.
All right, and we are back. Nokomis possession of the ball here, 8 minutes to go. Danica Migliori with a fast break up the middle of the paint, and a hard shot goes off the front of the rim.
The Nokomis cheerleaders are being very loud today, showing their school pride, and it's really awesome to see them here.
Absolutely. stereotypically they're not at girls' games, but not here at Nokomis. We love to see our cheerleaders supporting both squads. And, yeah, I mean, this has been overall a decently played game by both ends. Skowhegan very aggressive. Nokomis learning how to move with and without the ball, and just getting better each possession.
Yep.
You know, Hallie, you are pretty lucky to be a part of the broadcasting program while I'm in it, because you get to learn from the best. And Maddie Morris for 3.
Right, just ask you. You're very humble here.
Okay, all right. Warriors with the ball. Danica Migliori up for 2, and it does not fall off of the rim. Backboard. Annabelle Morris, nice and aggressive with the ball.
Good passing around for the Riverhawks, and it goes in.
By Natalie Cook. Maybe I'm wrong here. Me and Hallie are having a little bit of a discrepancy of whether it was 32 or 42 who made that last basket. So,
yeah, 42 is not in the game currently, so it's definitely 32 that made the basket.
You know, I guess I'm making things up. Maybe I'm not the best. Maybe I'm learning from you. Skowhegan's side of the floor once again, and they are still working around the ball very well, keeping it around the perimeter. Maddie Morris for 3. Good-looking shot, bounces off the rim and through the backboard. Elizabeth Parker gets the rebound, but passes it out, trying to find a Nokomis player, and it gets into the hands of Annabelle Morris, who Parker ends up fouling, and she is on the line currently. Her first one falls. Addie Hawthorne with 4 fouls coming back into the game. And Annabelle's second shot falls as well. And so the Riverhawks with a 25-point lead with 5 minutes to go. We will see, Delaney Ranlett for a shot from the 3-point. And she has taken a lot of, Hallie, she's taken a lot of really good shots tonight. Just unlucky. They're not falling. But, overall, I'm pretty excited to see her as a freshman taking charge and feeling confident to keep shooting, even though she hasn't been super lucky tonight. But it's important, especially from the younger players, to just keep shooting. Don't lose the confidence and just turn the ball over when you get it. It's really important to just be able to continue to focus and keep trying. There's no winning unless there's trying. And so Skowhegan gets the ball, a missed layup by Natalie Gilman, but then a made layup by Allie Fry. Was it, Hallie? Is that 32?
Yep.
Okay, good. Just checking. All right, across the court here, Briley Boulier with it. I would like to see a little bit more aggression from the Warriors, trying to blow past some of these Skowhegan players. Well, as I say, that Danica Migliori does, and then passes it back out. Addie Hawthorne from the 3-point line, and it goes off the front of the rim.
Yeah, just misses. Great try there.
A missed mid-range shot there by Allie Fry. I'm gonna check my score sheet before I say anything every time now, because last time I thought it was 42, it was 32, and I keep looking at the jersey and all I see is 42. So obviously I got something going on.
Yeah, time to put the contacts back in.
Allie Fry from the 3, and she drains it. An excellent looking shot.
Yes, it was.
I think it's so versatile as a post player to be able to come from the three-point line and be able to be successful on that side of the ball as well. I mean, typically you see post players who are pretty specialized when it comes to staying within the paint and rebounding and boxing out, but having a versatile post player is super important if you are an undersized team like this. That way that you can also just keep moving around the ball.
Allie Fry's done a nice job in this second half. She's made a lot of their points, Riverhawks points, and she's really on a roll here.
Certainly she has. Nokomis moving around the ball much better this second half, I think, as well. Briley Boulier, that kind of looked like a double dribble to me. Did it look like that to you, Hallie?
Yeah, a little bit.
Maybe
But
we're
it's not called. So.
Yeah, maybe we're just the booth refs up here. Maybe we actually are. I mean, we're not on the floor. We don't know what's happening.
Right.
Our job is to talk about what's happening. Our job's not to.
A nice shot by Lauren Moore. Good three-pointer.
It was a nice looking shot, and that's like I was speaking about earlier with the versatility. Like pretty much any Riverhawks player can go from behind the perimeter and make a shot, which is really huge in this game, especially where you're an undersized team, rebuilding year. Three-pointers have become a huge part of basketball, just in all levels, and so seeing the ball movement and seeing the three-pointers made by a nice mix of players has been a nice view.
Yeah. I think what the Warriors need to work on a little bit more is working on their rebounds. The Riverhawks have gotten a lot of the rebounds here, or when the Nokomis Warriors do get the rebounds, it's quickly taken by the Riverhawks. So grabbing the ball, protecting it, and passing it off. Working it out.
Absolutely, Hallie. Very well said. I totally agree with you. I think that they are just not super confident with the ball right now. I think that they maybe trying to get push the ball, trying to get more shots on, but it's just mostly important to protect the ball when you get it. And so that's kind of what we were talking about earlier with the turnovers, is that definitely an area of improvement for them. And Skowhegan Riverhawks strike right back from the timeout. We have 2.5 minutes to go and a 37-point lead by the Riverhawks. Travel called there on Madeline Rowney.
Subs in now for the Riverhawks.
Hallie, do you know what a Riverhawk is?
I don't. Would you care to inform me?
Well, I actually don't know either. I was wondering to see if you know. They had to change their name a couple years back, and I've been meaning to educate myself on what a Riverhawk is, and I guess I just haven't found the time to do so. But every time I say it tonight, I'm like, wow, what is a Riverhawk? Warriors possession with just under 2 minutes to go. We will see what they will try to do. There's not a chance of them coming back to win this game, but this is a great moment for them to try and build some confidence and get some good reps in. I mean, when you're in a game like this, it becomes less about winning and more about becoming more experienced, becoming better players, becoming better teammates, becoming a better team as a whole, and learning how to come back from like emotionally coming back from a deficit like this and working hard through it.
Yes, well said. I agree.
And Hallie, you and I know this better than most people, but the attitude is more than attitude is 85% of sports and 15% is physical, and so it's just important for the Warriors to stay positive when it comes to this, and for them to understand that they are still really young and they have a chance to build and just keep getting better, but they got to keep the positive attitudes. And I think we've seen a lot of really good stuff tonight.
Yes, attitude and mindset is really a big part of the game. You might not think it, but it really is.
Absolutely. First shot made for Maddie Morris.
Second one did not fall in.
Under a minute to go now. We are looking to see who our player of the game is going to be, and me and Hallie have done some discussing on paper, and I think that it's going to be Danica Migliori tonight. You know, she scored the majority of the Warriors' points tonight, and she's done a pretty good job of facilitating when that's not her main position, and I think that she should be recognized for that. And we obviously have to recognize Bears One Stop for sponsoring our player of the game. So thank you, Bears One Stop in Newport, Maine, and congrats to you, Danica Migliori, for winning player of the game tonight.
Yes, congratulations.
All right, 20 seconds to go. We're going to see if the Warriors can hold off for the last shot here. We have a lot of really young players in. We have the swingers in at this point now, trying to get them more varsity experience, and I love it. I love seeing people who won't typically play in a varsity game get in when it's a blowout and just get that varsity experience. It's really important for them to understand that pressure and for them to be more prepared when it comes time for their varsity minutes.
Yes, absolutely. Good hand in, just missed by Ariana Turner.
Yeah, no, that was a great looking play. Ariana Turner was where she was supposed to be with the ball, just missed the shot. And so tonight, our Lady Warriors lose 53-15, and there's just a lot of good points for them to pay attention to moving forward. And so thank you guys all for tuning in. Thank you for listening to Hallie and I's first time on the call. Next time you hear us, we will... Next time you hear us, we'll be a little bit more experienced, and we'll be ready to go next time. But, yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you for watching and supporting Nokomis Warrior Basketballs. And I'm going to hand it back over to Mr. Matt Brown.
Thanks very much, girls. Great job tonight. Tough one for the Lady Warriors, but, you know, it's early in the season, and there's a lot of room for improvement, so I'm looking for better things as the season goes for the Warriors. If you would like to be a sponsor, again, please call me here at school, 368-4354. And also, the girls will be playing here Saturday. Okay, Saturday they're playing Lawrence. And Epic View is going to come in and do their live stream here at the school. So we won't be doing Saturday, but Epic View on YouTube is going to be doing their stream. So please join them for the Nokomis Lawrence ball game at 2 o'clock, varsity game, on this coming Saturday. Again, thank you very much, and we will see you next time.